We just some country boys on them old dirt roads, in the woods as far as we can go. Past the hood where the green grass grows, smoking bud, I'ma ease my soul. Cause I love being nowhere, drink myself out of my chair. Real country cruising in Hank Williams influence, baby. I love the breeze in her hair, and there's a reason we're there. Real country cruising with Hank Williams influence, homie. Country boys on them old dirt roads, in the woods as far as we can go. Past the wood where the green grass grows, smoking bud, I'ma ease my soul. Born country, hit from the sticks, no lying, you can trust me. I grew up on the dirt roads, riding in the front seat, up there with the groceries, holding up elk sheds like they was trophies. Now we getting stuck, living in a state of day. I know that you've been working and you wanna get away. I've been working all week, I need help relaxing, riding in that smoky truck with the seatbelts fastened. It's like, oh, and you gon' wanna stand when we hit the sand, working on your tan, you gon' think that I planned it. Arms out like the redneck Titanic, traveling high speeds cause the sands demand it. See, I'm a man who stands for what he thinks right, from the land where mountains stand over prison lights. Get to any town, back roads on a motorbike, where the motto is, do what you love in life. See, I'm a man who stands for what he thinks right, from the land where mountains stand over prison lights. Get to any town, back roads on a motorbike, where the motto is, do what you love in life. Do what you love in life. We got glasses up cause we toasting, we got lighters out and we smoking, sitting around pickups with spit cups and slip ups and hiccups. My life is like a walk in the woods cause I don't need. We got glasses up cause we're toasting, we got lighters out and we smoking, sitting around pickups with spit cups and slip ups and hiccups. My life is like a walk in the woods cause I don't need much. Cause we just country boys on them old dirt roads, in the woods as far as we can go. Past the hood where the green grass grows, smoking bud, I'ma ease my soul. Cause I love being nowhere, drink myself out of my chair. Real country cruising in Hank Williams influence, baby. I love the breeze in her hair, there's a reason we're there. Real country cruising with Hank Williams influence, homie. Country boys on them old dirt roads, in the woods as far as we can go. Past the wood where the green grass grows, smoking wood, I'ma ease my soul. I'ma ease my soul.
Hear that? The crowd's going wild.
Sorry, I was enjoying the music too much that I forgot to be on point to transition to the stream. So, hello everybody, welcome on back to another Sunday. We're going to do some technical stuff, and actually today, again, first I want to just make sure that this is recording. Because I see that the mic's unmuted, and then you do it one time, and then it's like scarred for life. But anyways, that's good to get the setup going. So I'm actually, well, let's get rid of some personal stuff on here. I mean, YouTube, that's not that bad. Anyways, yeah. So, but today I wanted to do a little bit on, let's do the Tech IO. It keeps trying to tell me how to get there. So, but anyways, Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy. I think I keep going back and forth. Let's see, Playgrounds. Mr. Smuff's Free Technical Academy. I think I'm actually going to change that. Free is kind of implied with a lot of the stuff that I do, but like free just kind of cheapens the title. You know, this is Mr. Smuff, who's a fictionary character, by the way. That's Mr. Smuff right there. It's a mushroom man that I used to I used to draw in high school back when I used to hang out with people like Mr. Jacob Lyle here. That song though, oh my gosh. Oh, and it's still playing, but like
Jacob Lyle.
Like I almost want to put it in the background. I get so distracted so easily, but like I just heard that Country Cruiser. As you can see, like I haven't liked the ones that I haven't listened to yet. So I'm still discovering all of this work that my buddy and fellow football teammate and Yeah, see, there's still a few. I'm just now in here, and because really, like, I mean, I finally made it through all this, but Blue Moon was like the main one that I listened to, and then I just don't listen to a lot of music, so I'm really excited to be using this on these projects. So yeah, see, there's even a couple we can. I got to be careful with stuff like this. So I did get copyright hit with one of them, but like, and then Denver Nuggets, that's just hilarious because it's so Colorado. But anyway, Mr. Smuff's free, so in order to do that, let's go ahead and just jump right in. So I have a colleague that is in Peru trying to move to Mexico. He operates cranes. He's Chinese, speaks some Spanish. We're getting there. And he's also one of the members of the communal board, or like one of the people involved in it. I mean, so like he is a colleague on a couple ways. Plus, I used to operate crane, some heavy equipment. Like I say that, but technically, I did not do my forklift certified there, but I did do it at another place, but in order to drive pallet jacks. So, and regardless of what training I've had in the past, and actually, is my beard all? I guess you can't see it. I didn't brush my beard today, but or at least not. I have to brush it like a few times a day. But anyways, no. Anytime you run crane or operate any heavy machinery, you should be recertified with each company's standards, so you know specifically what that company looks for. Oh, and actually, that's the next thing. Let's go ahead and pull that up. NVIDIA. Um, let's go to the Omniverse. Omniverse. Sorry. Because this is something else. I promised, or I didn't promise. I told this person that I met that I've watched a couple of his Dr. Brandon. There you go. Or Dr. Yeah. He is a doctor and does a bunch in AI. And talk is cheap though. And see, that's the thing is we get busy, we start forgetting to do things for anything. And I told him I was like, hey, I'm gonna get my Twitch stream back up, and I'm actually gonna message him. In fact, maybe I could even do that if we get to it today on LinkedIn. Just like message him and be like, hey, yo, I'm streaming. Although I'd like to give him um a like an opportunity to prepare and be like, oh, and plus, I mean, that's the cool thing with these videos is everything I'm doing. In fact, let's go ahead and this is something else I set up, but it's really cool because you have to have a couple messages because I was worried about it. I was like, every 60 minutes, is it just going to keep saying this? But it does have a requirement. That's Nightbot for, oh, shoot. And actually, I have not been paying attention. We need to do this. We need to do another Twitch for the chat. And gotta mute it. Yes. So I don't get that echo. See, and every time I've messed up, oh, whoa. Why is... That's interesting. Huh. Well, you saw that I have Oracle Box and I have McAfee and Docker Desktop. Congratulations. But, anyways, that's funny. I didn't have the proper setup. But anyways, chat. We were just here for the chat. What we're gonna do, I think there's a way to just pop out the chat itself. Like, cause I don't think I need this whole thing. Oh god. In fact, I don't think you're supposed to do. Well, I need to update all this stuff too. But, well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and try to just make it. And this is why it takes me so long before I get streaming. I just get distracted trying to adjust something. There we go. Chat. See, I feel like this is different though because even my, well, there. Interesting. All right. Well, so I forgot to do that stuff. Apologies. I'll actually increase this. Not that it mattered. Oh, no, no. No, no, no. All right. We'll go there. Do that. Close enough. Can we even? Oh, yeah. All right. So, anyways, resume stuff. And like pretty much everything I mean, so first off, let's go into, that's the wrong one. So this is a JavaScript one. I want to do, oh, and the NVIDIA thing, the NVIDIA Omniverse, sorry, I didn't finish that kind of thread. We have this, we have, yeah, agree, you could do cookies or whatever, but actually I saw it as a thing that you could do, Omniverse. So this is really good for like 3D modeling. Oh, still have, like, hmm. Man, I really messed up my, oh well. You get to see a bit of my background. But anyway, so the Omniverse, it's a platform for developing generative physical AI-powered applications integrating OpenUSD, NVIDIA RTX rendering, and physical AI into industrial and robotic workflows with various tools and services for building custom applications. I don't know what that is, 125. But the platform offers a range of features and tools. So it's this really cool thing. You can do like digital twins, but now there's like a school. So like there's some stuff that you can do. There we go, digital twin. Let's see. So Omniverse school, or I don't know what it is, like training, or is that? Actually, it might be going the wrong direction anyway. It might just have support, job solutions, products, training. Probably be a better word to try to search for. Oh. And see, it's repeating a lot of the stuff that we already had from the beginning. So let's see. But anyways, this is what we're going to do after we get some of this, and this we need to go to here. That's where I was doing. I just didn't want to leave that hanging. Like that's why I told somebody that I would do some NVIDIA Omniverse stuff. But so this, so that's the website. Dang, I was hoping, and I guess that's because I haven't put JavaScript files in here. And now, so there's two of them. So there's going to be a cybersecurity. Let's go ahead and see what this one is. Let's look at the YAML. So yeah, that's the cybersecurity one. So not that one. That's M6N8. If I go here, all right. So it's not the M61 and M698. We'll go here. There we go. Tag background, because this is supposed to be Mr. Smuff's. I think it's this. Yeah, I can already see a typo. There's three F's. So we'll fix that. I am Mr. Smuff. And that is kind of a joke that I had with my friends after a while, because that's like, we talk about him and other things when we were all messed up, whatever, and like smoking that ganja. So, but then, so there's this. Oh, fixed typo. Smuff. Okay, that's all that really was. Small fix, but so now what I want to do is go back here and add a whole new section on career path training. There's a few ways to describe it, but basically the things that you need to know to get into a technical career, including like the degrees and then what to do in lieu of a degree. Like if you can't afford a degree or you don't want to invest the time, there are alternate routes, but you're still going to have to invest the time either way. So, oh, and I should also start off like, I mean, well, I'll talk about it when I do the Call of Duty stream later, but I was mistaken when I was talking about something else. I'm glad uh, my coworker was actually doing a solid. So, but anyways, that's a whole other bit of drama, and we'll try to avoid that. So, anyways, for this, a new file, and as I say that, this is going to get big really quick. So what I need to do is I need to make, well, first I want to see what I did on another playground, because I tried to do this and started duplicating something like the file structure and everything, and it started to look a little different. I have a pretty good idea of how I want to do it, but basically just adding another page for career advice stuff. So let's go back to Python. Hibigus, yeah. So py files and oh, never mind. That's actually pretty sloppy. All of these markdowns are in the big. So this is actually what I would fix. So never mind. We're not gonna look at that one for reference. In fact, that could be a whole episode where I refactor. Is that refactor? I don't know. Fix. What is refactor? I use the word software development technique where the internal structure of code is altered to improve its readability, maintainability, and efficiency without changing its external behavior. Yeah, refactor. I need to refactor my GitHub because it is messy, and yeah. But for this, what we'll do is we'll just do a new file. We're gonna do how to get started. There you go. It's gonna be an MD slash how to get started dot markdown. Okay. I'm trying to think about how to even say that because this is like the general spiel that I've given many times to people. Like when I used to be involved in the Association for Computing Machinery, we would have meetings with people trying to figure out, so what do we do? Like we're going to school, getting either a computer science degree or an applied computing technology degree from the computer science department. That's my degree. Like I feel like I have to say that because there are some other quasi like tech business like you know business information systems, and if the majority of the degree is in another department, then it's another departmental degree. This is an actual computer science degree, but it is only like 75% of what the actual CS majors did. But I also did a business minor on top of it, so it is like a quasi the other direction. So, but it's still a heck of a lot better than certain other degrees. That's all I'll say on that. So, um, anyway, so this tech is neat. I want to work with it. But how do I get started? And we're also going to be doing some other fun things. Well, I mean, this is all fun, but in fact, let me show you real quick. So we have Scratch, which I've talked about before, and I'm just starting out. And actually, I was like fixing Mr. Smuff's like border and stuff. But this is basically a kids programming thing. But I mean, adults can use it too. Like, in fact, I want to do a YouTube for kids channel where it has none of the crazy nonsense that we talk about when we play Call of Duty and we do this stuff, but like purely like appropriate for children, scratch programming, and really everything else. Like you could do computer programming as a kid. I mean, it is uh, a preteen. There you go. Because I feel like that's the distinction anymore. Like YouTube Kids is like up until teenager. And once you become teenager or even like 10 to teenager, it's kind of a gray area. And like, and at least when I was that age, well, I mean, I was already shooting guns and watching R-rated movies and stuff. But that's my experience, and my parents trusted me a little more than the average person. So, and they're right there explaining stuff to me because they took control, they took direction of like seeing adult content, being like, oh yeah, that's what this is, and then it was like, oh okay, and I just moved on, didn't have a real problem with it. I feel like that's a big problem with like our societies. We're so close, we're so careful to guard the youth about certain things that it allows other things to happen, bad things. So like being invasive to make sure that X, Y, and Z are not going on, but you're also preventing A, B, and C, which aren't as bad, like watching violent video games or something or whatever, like versus someone abducting your kid. Like so, and that's the problem. Is like, and the police don't care about most of all these other things you're doing. Like if a kid's underage playing a video game, like okay, well, just do your parents know? And if your parents know, and if they trust you with violent, stuff, then okay, there's no real issue there. But the people that they are going after, and the people that I fully support hunting are the predators. So I mean, anyways, that's just kind of like too much obscure or security, or weakened security through over security. Like you're overdoing the things, and that's actually a very serious problem. There's a more official way to say it, but the basic idea is you've made it so secure, so painful to do security that your employees just won't do it. Like if you keep I mean, there's great examples of comedy shows like we're getting way off topic actually, but anyways, so we'll do that. So but that is a problem. You got to be careful in any security environment. You can't over secure things to where it's painful and your employees and teammates just won't follow it. They'll duct tape the door latch so the door will stay open. They'll prop open a security door that needs to lock. Like if you make it too hard to get in there, or if they forget their key. Like all of these lack security things that might not matter in the moment, and it does seem like the boss is being overbearing when it comes out. Like, why is this door propped open? Why is this? And I just watched that Better Call Saul episode where um, Mike goes into Madrigal and he just starts walking around like he owns the place and he's doing security consultant stuff, and it's awesome. So, and that's a real thing. Like companies hire security consultants all the time. Actually, we might even put that as a thing kind of way down here. Security consultants. Almost every business today will at some point run a security check. This could range from sending a fake phishing. Actually, now we're getting way too wide. I feel like this is already too wide in GitHub size. So, from sending a fake phishing email to actually having a security consultant break in and test all security features of the company. And that's important, like especially if you're trying to get into cybersecurity specifically, you need to know about not just like okay, here's the computers, here's the servers, do they have a good password, username, and multi-factor authentication. Like that's great. But none of that matters if you have a disgruntled employee or an employee that can willingly or unknowingly let somebody in and give them access and bypass all of that, or like any of those other things, or physical. Like, I mean, you can secure the thing all you want, but if the back door isn't locked, the malicious actor can just walk in, grab the physical server, take it, hack away at it at their home area, their home lab, and everything, and you're sunk. So, yeah. But anyways, and really resume building. So let's start with that first, because this is because that colleague that I was talking about like needs to get this done ASAP. So resume building. Even for that, trying to think. So we would do a new docs.google, and they even have a resume here. Yeah, there's all my stuff, a to-do list. So actually, I'm kind of like, it's like a junk drawer of stuff. But anyway, here is a basic resume. Now, um, it would be good to compare and contrast with resumes on the internet, but I'm going to try to remember the things that one of my mentors told me when I was going for a tech degree and then apply it for a crane operator. So no matter what you have, in fact, you probably want to do like relevant skills. And this is where I would put like crane operation, uh, operator, manual, comprehension. Trying to think of what else would be uh, understanding safety, importance, and practices. Because that is, I mean, it's worth saying. Everybody should have that works with heavy operation, heavy machinery, and like things like cranes, forklifts, stuff like that. But and then yeah, trying to think of a. Trying to think, oh, actually, we could even just do Google Gemini. Like, so what are some desirable skills for crane operator jobs. There you go. We'll do. It used to be just Google. Now it's Google AI. So desirable skills for crane operator jobs include strong mechanical aptitude, a focus on safety. See right there, safety. Good communication skills. So here's the problem though. So this particular guy, he speaks Chinese. He's learning Spanish. He's trying to go to Mexico, and he's learning English too. I mean, we've been talking back and forth, translating things, and like he learns kind of how in Chinese. And that's the funny thing with talking to people in other languages, like because I use Google Translate, and I think so does he. But like, not everything translates over, and I've noticed that with my Saudi buddies. Like we've talked in Arabic back and forth, and they kind of laugh when I try to use Google Translate because if you don't do it all in one block, pieces of it get flipped, and so then in Arabic it sounds kind of like nonsense, but they piece it together. They figure out what I'm trying to say, and then sometimes if they really need to talk to me, they'll just go back to English. But like, but anyways, and the same with this. So yeah, ability to read blueprints and technical documents. See, that's why I put in there operator manual comprehension. So with any job, you need to be able to see the manual for the equipment that you're using, or anything like the chemicals or the materials that you're using, and all of that. And again, this is all relevant to the tech job. We'll relate it back. This is just a particular example that we're putting in here. So you have the relevant experience, relevant skills. I think that's actually it. Actually, let's do this. Detail oriented, possesses. I mean, I'm actually just going to copy this. Like, I don't want to copy it straight over because this is what Google did. And Google, I mean, this is free-ish, but it is still considered plagiarism. You don't want to just like, in fact, here's the funny thing. So what employers are now doing is they will Google these things. And so if they see the same blurb, like word for word of what you have in your resume, and this is actually a problem, and I work in higher education, and this is a problem that we're seeing with AI being able to write papers, is there's so much now that like, and almost everybody's using AI. In fact, like I just use AI there. You're almost not really doing a good job if you don't use it anymore. It's kind of annoying and bittersweet in some situations, like artwork, definitely. Like the people that actually took time to learn how to be artistic and spend a lot of time becoming artistic and honing their skills, like that part is bittersweet. But like it's like math and a calculator. Like before calculators and before we knew that you could shoot electricity through certain rocks and basically do sorcery and make a calculator to where you can have persistent numbers and then do math with those numbers. It's wild. But anyways, that didn't completely do away with needing to understand math. Like it was a tool. Like this is a tool, and we still need to be able to sift through this and be like, does this make sense? So, anyways, but yeah, I think we pretty much nailed it. And that is, oh, and rigging too. So that I'm also trying to remember my training when I was crane certified for a company here in northern Colorado that built wind turbine blades. Um, and incidentally, that's where I'm trying to get this guy a job at down because they have a facility down in Mexico. We don't have to be super secret about it. It's on my resume on my LinkedIn. I worked at Vestas Wind Turbine Blades, and they're an awesome company. I was on the graveyard shift, and it did not mix well. And graveyard doesn't usually mix well, but I've done it a couple of times. I did it for an aerospace company and ended up being like the main day shift guy because I did so well at night and I was picking up the slack with this other one. They're like, you know what, let's move you to main daytime. This one guy actually was like just not showing up, and he was going through some things, mental health things. I think he got too addicted to certain things, and like once he got some money, he was off rip snorting away, and like he didn't have a good handle on that. But I feel like everybody, as long as you can survive, they figured it out eventually. I'm sure he's doing fine now, and like again, if you survive, but anyways, so back to this. I remember rigging, like I did a crane operator class, like I had to be certified through Vestas, do their specialized training, and we did a significant portion on rigging. I mean, and that's important too, like not just the techniques to attach loads to the crane, but also being able to tell if the rigging is safe to use, if there's any fraying, and really the standards with Vestas was if there was any fraying, literally any, it was pulled. like the straps would be pulled, or like any of the rigging would be pulled from operation, and then they would swap it out with a new one, and then they would go and investigate it. So then and then somebody would sign off on if it was still load bearing and safe to use, and I think they would test it and do extra things, and like maybe just sand down or trim whatever the fraying was to try to and there's also ways where you can mitigate fraying. I think we didn't, that never came up actually. We just inspected the stuff every time we did a crane operation, or sorry, every shift we would clock on, go check all the rigging, and then and do equipment inspection. We do that every shift. And then basic maintenance, we did have a schedule, and that's actually what I promoted to, was first line maintenance, and I was doing basic maintenance on all the machines in the whole facility, so, or at least my department. So like it was pretty split up in this. Actually, hold on. I have quite the plethora of drinks, but like caffeine with the coffee. But you can't see coffee. I don't even own a dog. My sister just thought it'd be funny to have a dog thing. And then mango juice and agua. So I was getting the heartburn there, so I drank neither or none. All right, so this. So really, I mean, yeah, this is all good. Just trying to figure out how to put it on a resume and basically list that. Yeah, this is all very important, but let's see. Proactive communication. We'll do that. Communication, adaptability, dynamic job needs. And even this might be better listed out as bullet points, but then you kind of get into the point where you don't want a resume that's too long. They usually say like 1 page, and it's kind of funny. It's one of those things where there is no real rule about it. Like there's um, some companies, they only want 1 page, and they'll like look down upon anything with more than 1 page. But then I kind of feel like companies that do that anymore, I like to think they don't exist, because like that does drastically narrow things down. Um, then again, people also, like, they need to be discouraged from sending like 3 or 4 page resumes, because then it's like, okay, calm down now. Like we just want to know what's relevant for this job. And so in this, like with crane operation, we're just doing that as an example. Like, so then you'd have, each company name. In fact, let's go ahead and put this in the markdown resume building. So, um, and with tech specifically, there are some differences. Like you need to be able to do like, or actually any, well, so like most resumes perform better with tangible data if you're able to describe in calculable amounts how you benefited your previous companies. I'm going to spell check this whole thing before we post it to the to the Tech IO, and then even then I'm going to run it through and see before I publish it, because we've had typos in production. We need to be careful of that. So, sorry. So we got how it benefited your previous companies. Now this, it's easier said than done. Like, and I'm trying to remember what I said, and I wish I had some of my old resumes. I mean, I don't know where they are actually. I didn't look, but I know that I didn't keep a lot of like the old ones. Usually that's like I send it off and then forget it. Ugh. So every time I go into job searching mode, like I'll like build up resumes and stuff, and then like I'll tailor them to each of those things. And I should be saying this here. Uh, it's a good idea have a basic resume with all your work experience, skills, any relevant volunteer or other information. Because, and I'm trying to be vague about that, because really you do want to open it. You don't want to limit yourself to only having like a couple of things. So, I mean, I say volunteer work. I mean, it's always good to do some volunteering in your life. It shows that you actually, I mean, and not just do it to do it. Like I grew up doing Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts, and we did some volunteering with that. But even after that, like, I mean, and then there was church. I would do stuff with my church growing up, and um, but even between that, I was active on the skate park committee. In fact, I could do like well, we could do this. Well, and actually, yeah, let's do the and then we'll do example resumes. Crane operator. Just because. And we'll actually tuck that a little down. And then, oh man, it's going to be a lot of work, but it's okay. We got some time. Actually, not a lot. I'm going to definitely do this a smaller stream today, not no 5 hours. It'll be like 2, maybe 3 hours, but I also got to clean up the house for a home inspection. So that's fun. Nothing illegal though. Sorry, it sounds like I'm in trouble or something. I'm not. It's my rental company. They want to make sure that I'm taking good care of the house, which the yard's destroyed, and I inherited that. I've only been here like almost over half a year. Yeah. So my last one didn't go so well because I was messy. I left things laying around. It wasn't even anything particular. I just moved and I left things in pile, and I was going through my kids' clothes, and like I didn't realize. I thought the home inspection was for like all of the things that were broken with this house, which is, and that's actually why I want to do some of this Nvidia stuff, is because I want to make a digital twin of this house and be like, so this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And once you do a digital twin in Nvidia's Omniverse, it's awesome. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Let's pull up Mr. Dr. B, Dr. Brandon. Now, I really shouldn't do this too much because I mean, part of the reason I am like moving all these windows and stuff is so you don't see my personal information and all that. But I mean, we'll just look up Dr. Brandon on, because he is really awesome. He does career help with people that want to get into the gaming industry. Um, oh, cool. And every now and then when I get in here, I see like other people being all successful and doing cool things. And so, um, Brandon Donnelly, there we go. Let's go and get rid of this. How do I hide messaging? Ah, whatever, you can see. What? That's interesting. That is such an interesting. Huh. Strakos? No way. Huh. It'd be nice if we could get rid of my stuff. Oh, you can't even see it, but still, like I don't need all that. Oh, there's a lot of people walking their dogs. But oh. Well, you can see all these other things, but anyways, it's Dr. Brandon. So video games, and he does these things. So check him out. It's really strange. Here we go. And actually, I'll even put that here because I think can even for gaming industry career advice. Look up Dr. Brandon. Say you saw that A-Rye, because he does know me as A-Rye a little bit. He also knows me as my other name, but it's just funny. So, actually, no, he might not know me as A-Rye. It'd be funny. Well, so that's like the cart before the horse type thing. So it uh, I need to do the NVIDIA Omniverse before I do that, and I kind of want to keep doing these as all Tech.io playgrounds and then publishing them to CodinGame until they tell me not to. That's the other thing. Like I feel bad. I don't want to be not abusing their system, but like I want to do everything in accordance to what they want. And so this is just one of my playgrounds. Uh, that is cool. And see, yeah, because I use this feature, and then I guess I could just keep publishing as many playgrounds as I want. Like, uh, I mean, they'll just keep popping up there. I mean, so the main point of CodinGame is uh, their whole job thing is so recruiters can pay them and hire them to find the best talent. They get kickbacks for if you find the talent through CodinGame, and CodinGame is a really good tool because all it is a bunch of coders around the world competing in challenges, doing Clash of Codes. In fact, let's do a Clash of Code. I mean, we're pretty much like this is pretty much it for the resume. Um, like what I'm gonna do with my colleague is basically say, I mean, like having this filled out. In fact, let me go ahead and in another window, let me go ahead and message him and let him know. I think he might actually be in here, but but I just want to make sure that he has this link so he can start filling in this stuff. Let's see. I guess let's finish talking about it though. Whoops. But either way, that's the beauty of Twitch, and then moving these over to. Oh, and I didn't do that, so let's actually do that real quick. So I got Nightbot, and I have this thing, so I can plop it in here. Don't forget, you can, and there's the YouTube, and then the YouTube. That only happens if like a couple people comment. It's really slick. Like Nightbot's pretty slick. So, but anyways, there is that, and I'll leave that on our. Right now I can't see it because I've got this other window. But yeah, so there's that, and then I save all of these recordings, these streams to Twitch. I did that my first time through, and it was terrible because I had bad internet, and the computer is the same one, but I think I also had to like free up a lot of space because I had just a ton of virtual machines gunking up the memory that I didn't even use. So I just and now I'll just make a new one. But anyways, the whole point of all this is like just like everything, like I'll have under construction, and then I'll have Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy. Now I got to change this to, let's see. Let's do commit changes and then made initial file for career advice for technical or other career. Because really, this is applicable to everything, but you do need to tailor it specifically to the job that you want. So we'll do another one. So there's that. And then if we go back here, then we go into here. That's what I need to do. Oh, well, copy that, and then we'll do edit. How to get started. This is going to be how to get started. Okay. And it's also going to be in MD slash. And this is also going to be in MD slash. Now I'm going to need it to. So this is funny. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Updated to move MD file to MD directory and add a page section on how to get started in tech. Okay, so I'm going to do this, but now this is going to break things if I try to load the tech.io thing. So first what I need to do is now I need to go here, MD, so statement, and then I need to open statement, and I need to move it or edit this, change it to MD. So yeah, this is refactoring to where make it like better, cleaner, moved to MD directory. Okay, so we got that now. So now it's fine. Now it should be fine. If we open up tech.io, it'll be a little complicated. Now we're going to try to update it. We'll see if it breaks anything. Shouldn't. I did it right. There we go. Okay, that looks weird. Maybe I should have that as a different thing, but it is accurate. So now we have two sections, how to get started and Node.js snippet. I am going to change the title from Node.js so like it'll be welcome. And so now in order to do that, we need to change it in both places in the tech.io YAML. And in fact, let's just go ahead and do that. So we're going to just do welcome and then change statement to welcome and title to welcome. Welcome, and then we'll change that to welcome, and of landing page, or first of landing page, because that is like the to welcome an updated file name .md. Now I need to go and change the file name to match in the markdown folder. Okay. Welcome. Okay. Updated file name to match YAML file. Okay. So now it's going to do the thing again. Oh yeah, see, it had an error briefly because it checked to see, am I able to see this? Let's go ahead and update. So now we have welcome and we have how to get started. So the welcome is just like, in fact, that's how I'm going to change this. So I'm going to be like, welcome to Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy. And then it's going to be like, who is Mr. Smuff? So in fact, let's even just edit this. Now we're editing it this way. And now it's going to save the file the other way. Like, oh, it's wild. So now if I open the file here, and if I go to the markdown files, go to welcome, see? It took it out. Ugh. And actually now, that looks better. I need to take that out. But welcome to Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy. I am Mr. Smuff and I play. Also, I didn't mention my background is a little weird because I had to do laundry today. That's why it's my clothes instead of the curtain, because that's actually what that is. It's a dry rack. So Yeah, sorry, explaining why that's a little different today. All right, so that's good. So that we have that, we have that. This now back to the resume stuff. This is where it's like experience, education, awards. So like um, Crane Company Ltd. Um, what's a place in China? Oh, I never sent him the link. I mean, I have a suspicion that he's either gonna see this or well, I'll send the link after this. But let's see, city in China. Shenzhen. There we go. I'm just guessing. I've never been to any of these places or heard about anything, but Shenzhen, job title, crane operator. Okay, then month, August of 20. Let's say this one was from 2020 to present. 5 years, this most recent one. That's actually pretty good. And then experience was certified through their local cert program, and cert is short for certification. So, and then uh, do another one. You lift it, and that one will be in Beijing. Job title: heavy equipment operator. So that's if like maybe you did some other stuff like forklift, or if there were different types or pallet jacks, something like that. So you could be a little more vague, and that's you're actually supposed to say what you did at each of these places. This is just an example to show like the range of it. So then company name, Construction Co. Location. This one will be in Colorado. Be Denver. Okay, so that's the capital of Colorado. In fact, we need to add spaces after that, after that, and after that. Just kind of make it look nice. Because you got to remember the people that are you're trying to get a job from, they're gonna look at this, and be like, let's see. So your name, General Gist. Now let's do an actual name. Max Power. There you go. That's a fake name that Simpsons had Homer like change his name legally to Max Power. Um, then you put the crane operator. Put the job title you're applying for here. So hopefully you're applying to relevant positions, but so crane operator, that's just what this particular person is trying to get. So and then 1, 2, 3. Street address, or fake street name avenue. So that's a type of street. You can have avenue or drive. Actually, let's just do drive. Fake street name drive, and then your city. Well, currently in uh, mm, city in Mexico. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Guadalajara, I like that one, but it's really long. Merida? That is very close to a bad word for, yeah. Tijuana, there we go. We'll go say Tijuana. That's where this person's at right now. I've heard things about Tijuana, good and bad. Alright, Tijuana. Um, Uh, Search Tijuana or something in Tijuana. Baja California, right across the border from San Diego, California. It's known for its lively atmosphere, rich culture, and growing food and art scenes. It's a major transportation hub with the busiest border crossings in the world. Here's a more detailed look at what makes Tijuana a popular destination. Border city tourism, food scene, art and culture, neighborhoods beyond the city. So let's just find a restaurant here and we'll. Sorry, I guess I could have this over here, but no. I just want to look and see what's a good restaurant in Tijuana. Oh, not trying to be racist there. I was just excited about. I've never been to Mexico, and I really would like to go sometime. I've been to Costa Rica, and that's not the same. I mean, that's what's interesting about the Americas is, well, it's a lot like Europe. I mean, all the little countries, and really the United States too. Each state in the U.S. has its own particular like culture, its own particular like quirks. Um, I mean, let's see. Sorry, I'm looking at this. Let's bring it over here so we can look together. So it's not me just staring off into the distance here. So, oh, and actually, we're coming up on an hour. I might be taking a quick break ski, but we're gonna continue on with resume building. Let's actually do a clash or two. I feel bad. Like I mean, that should do some because this is still coding game. We are. It's a very roundabout thing doing coding games. So I need to. I feel like we should do some more actual coding game stuff. But I mean, for now, we're just trying to find an address, what it looks like. So let's see, what is a business? There you go, Serena Cafe. Now we've got this. Now, if we search for Serena Cafe Tijuana, it'll pull up the Google address for it. See, now it has this. What? Buena Vista, Buena Vista? That's hilarious. There we go. This guy lives at the Serene Cafe, but that is so funny. That's my hometown. Buena Vista, Buena Vista. But that's also a funny point because I'm making a Scratch program about the irony of how somebody disrespected me by refusing to call Buena Vista Buena Vista because when I was talking about it, I was referring to the Buena Vista, Colorado. Colorado, you know, as I say that, most people say Colorado, and it's a Buena Vista, Colorado. That's just how we say it, how we grew up there. And you could tell people weren't from there if they try to say it with a Spanish accent or they try to say Colorado. And instantly, because we discerned, like, I mean, look at it, it's beautiful. Like, it's a nice tourist destination. People go there to hunt elk, deer, probably moose even. I don't know, not as common. And it has a bunch of 14ers, like the mountains. Like, this is just like this is what I grew up looking at. Oh, it does make me a little homesick. Yeah, and the pinyon nut trees. There's my town. Wait, where is that? Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. That's standing up on Midland Trail. You're taking a picture down on the city. Well, city, town. It's a very small town. All right, let's see. What's the population of 3,100? So I was just telling somebody the other day that it was about 2,000. So I guess it's grown. Now it's about 3,127. And it is, too. And that's at 719. Woo! And this is another thing. So, I mean, technically gang symbols, but not really. So 719 is actually, let's show you here. So you have the 7, the 1, and the 9. So some people up in the mountains will do this, but now that people do this, and it's supposed to be that like okay, the white supremacist symbol, stupid. But we also did 303. Hold on. This is 303. So just a musical group. Which my sister actually used to hang out with a couple of the people. But anyways, uh, this 3. Wait, I guess we're going backwards here. So 3 0 and 3 3 0 3. That's how. No. There we go. Okay, this is backwards. But anyways, 303, that's the point of that. We have signs, hand signs for all sorts of stuff. It's not necessarily gang stuff, but yeah, things to do, places to stay. it is a pretty. I mean, it's beautiful, like, but it's pretty boring, and it looks like a looks like a dangler, pretty much. That's what we joke about. And Salida and Buena Vista are in Chaffee County. Salida got the county seat, jerks. But anyways, so they got the nicer town. They got the better stuff. That's not even saying much, but like they got the Walmart. So every time we have to go to Walmart, I have to drive a half hour down to Salida. Yeah, it's right between Salida and Leadville. Leadville takes more like an hour to get to, not because of the distance, but because the road is a lot windier, and so I think the speed limit's a little bit slower. And that's actually where I smacked a deer going like way too fast. But anyways, oh yeah, here it is. The name Buena Vista, Spanish for good view, can often be heard pronounced locally as Buena Vista. This Americanized pronunciation was specified by Alcina Deerheimer, who chose this name for the town, which was officially selected over other names. On the occasion of the town's incorporation, alternate pronunciations include the Spanish Buena Vista and simply Buni. Many residents simply refer to the town as BV, and that's true. And that is a piece of my heritage. That's where I grew up. And that's, oh, hey, yeah, cheap viewers. Nice. Hello. I will get rid of that. So, anyways, and that's just the thing. And this guy disrespected me pretty bad, actually. And I talked about it, and I don't think he got it either. I don't think he understood like that it was really messed up the way that he said it. And I'm going to explain it via Scratch program with characters, and which is also funny because so Dr. Brandon, he does stuff with puppets, with hand puppets, and it might seem weird at first, but like and he'll talk and he'll bring it. And it's just like having something non-human that you're still controlling, but it's not you saying something. It's kind of similar to rubber ducks, or I have Gary, a gnome, right here. I'll explain my code to Gary and just be like, "Hey, Gary, this is what's going on," as I talk to garden gnomes, and not in an insane way. But the point is, it's rubber ducking, and it is a term. So like rubber ducking in computer science, in code. There you go. Rubber ducking or rubber duck debugging is a debugging technique where a programmer explains their code line by line to an inanimate object like a rubber duck to help them identify errors. By verbalizing the code's logic, programmers can often pinpoint inconsistencies, errors, or gaps in their reasoning that they might have missed while silently reviewing it. This technique encourages a deeper understanding of the code and can lead to more efficient problem solving. And that's problem solving in general. Because if you're actually like, I mean, a big thing with rubber ducking is you start to learn what you do personally. Like, one of my big mistakes was in Java, I was forgetting a plus sign in between each. And this is just a specific one that I remember because I went and asked the computer lab assistant at the Colorado State University Computer Science Lab, again, from the computer science department. And I asked this person a question, and they just looked at it real quick. It was like, oh, right here, see what you're missing? And then they didn't tell me right away, but it's like, I think you're missing something in this line. And so they pointed to the line, and as soon as I looked at it again, I was like, oh, the plus. He's like, yep, there you go. And they were really good about that. Like, they couldn't just tell you the answer. They would try to get you to pull it out for you. Like, they couldn't because, well, for one, it's kind of cheating. Like, I mean, but that's part of why you're going to school anyway, is so you learn how to debug and craft your code and build your code, engineer, dare I say. But, anyways, sorry. So where are we at? I think we're gonna take a little break ski. It's just a little over an hour. But yeah, resume building, and really, I'm gonna speak a little more one-on-one with this guy to kind of make sure that this is part of why I wanted to do this. Like, so school name, it would be the school that he went to. Awards is a little trickier because, well, actually, let's see. Let's see. Resume. Um, crane operator. So we'll save it as that, and then we'll even just do file, make a copy, and then change this one. So this is where it gets in the technical one. So I wanted to do that one first to kind of just show an example, And then now we're going to do the technical one that I'm going to post. I mean, I'll still have both of them up there, and it's just going to be tucked down a little bit. But so resume, software developer intern. Because honestly, like, and actually, that's something we should go and go back to the tech IO. Not that actually. We should go here. That's the welcome. We'll go back to the other markdown. How to get started. Um, resume building, example resumes. Oh, I need a space in that. Security consultants, game industry. Dr. Brandon. See, I don't. And this is what I keep humming and hawing about. Like, it's strange. How do I? Wow. Okay, good. I actually don't know any of those people because like I feel like it bad. Like I might actually be doxing people because this is my LinkedIn. Like I mean, so a lot of times it is relevant to stuff like me, but even then, yeah. So, all right. But this is why it seems weird. That's the URL. Strakos. That doesn't seem right, but I don't know what else that could be. And like, in fact, let me do an incognito. I don't think you can do LinkedIn with incognito, but here, we'll try that. Okay, cool. So it does still make you sign in, but I did confirm that that is specifically. There we go. So it's actually. Where did I put it? There it is. Cut that out. Look up Dr. Brandon and say that. Politely ask for game industry help. He may or may not assist. There you go. I do want to put it out there because, and I feel like the world would be a lot better if more people did exactly that. Like, so Dr. Brandon has been very vocal about, I've seen a few of his webinars where he, with like a few other people, really cool people from like all over in the industry, the tech industry, the AI industry, from NVIDIA, but then also what was the German company? But it was this really cool. Oh, Siemens is one, and that was actually my competitor when I worked at Vestas. But Siemens is an awesome company. They're I think German or are they Dutch? Well, let's look it up. So Siemens, and that's funny because in English that's actually kind of a naughty word, but it's the name of this company. It's electromotive. Let's see. Siemens is a German yeah, it's German, but multinational technology conglomerate that operates in the fields of industry, infrastructure, transportation, and healthcare, and also energy. So that's funny. It is a leading provider of digital solutions, automation technologies, and software for various industries, including manufacturing, building, automation, and rail transport. Siemens is also a major player in healthcare technology through its subsidiary Siemens Healthineers. But they make wind turbine blades, but also like Dr. Brandon had this webinar where there were a couple of people from Siemens there, and they showed a factory that was 3D modeled by AI through the NVIDIA. Let's pull that up again, Omniverse. So and I'll find that. Maybe we could do that next after I come back from break. Is do some Omniverse training. Um, Okay, so in here in this subsection area, I think is where, yes, learn and support. This is where we need to go. And then there are learning tutorials, self-paced courses, and learning paths. So basically what we can do on camera is we could just do all of these, all the free ones anyway, because if it's free, it doesn't make a lot of difference if you do it individually or if we do it together. I mean, if you're following along, as long as you're following along, and that's like with all this stuff. I mean, if you go to any of these playgrounds, I just give the playground. Like, in fact, Java is even like not even as impressive as the Python one, which is already like not super impressive because it's just the basics. But like this, I give you the code and you got to go take it to an IDE or figure out how to use Javac. No, it's Java C I always thought it looked like Javac, like some kind of French name. And I have no idea how to do that. Compile a Java file, or even what that even entails. Because when I learned, I used Eclipse that did everything for me. And once I learned where to go just to write the computer code and make it go, that's what I learned. And that's something I would actually honestly like to go back. It would definitely fix this so we can make it runnable. And maybe that's what we could do when we come back from break. Do a little of this. Um, I want to put it as a. I mean, look at that. That's so cool. That's all AI. Like that's and that like. Okay, that's real life. But they're using augmented reality with the VR, the virtual, and they're like looking around, and then they can build like a digital twin where you take a ship they had in there, a factory. Um, oh yeah, what's up, wireless? Welcome, welcome. And then you can build a digital twin with any of these, and it's just a really cool thing. And like the one that I saw that they did in the presentation was a factory to show like foot traffic to see like how they would organize like the area and stuff. So, but yeah, welcome more or less. We're just going over. I was actually about to just pop over to a break ski, but basically I was doing resume stuff for a colleague that's getting. I mean, it's titled CodinGame. Like ultimately, we're working on some GitHub stuff to do. In fact, let's go ahead, save this. Well, I forget what all I did, but just like added um, sample resume for crane operator. And so that's a colleague I have down in Peru, trying to go to Mexico, who's a crane operator. I'm trying to help him out, get that. And this also ties into CodinGame and Tech and Mr. Smuff's Academy, which is this thing, which I need to actually fix that. Hold on. Before I forget, because I'm not going to say free in the title, but is it here? Yes. So if I change it here, just take it out, because I mean, it is free, but we don't need to say it. And then commit changes. That already looks like it might. Do we need an escape character? Let's just Mr. Smuff Technical Academy. There we go. Remove free and the. So I try to say what I do every time I make a change in GitHub. And really, I should be not editing the main branch. I should have been branching this out and doing the whole thing, but these are not professional style projects, at least not yet. I mean, this is still going to be like a non-profit educational school anyway, a culmination of all my stuff, but I'll remove it and the S. All right, cool. So now this changes here. He goes to Tech.io, Mr. Smuff Technical Academy, and I can publish it, and then that'll add it to this list of my playgrounds. So yeah, so if you're not familiar with CodinGame, feel free to follow me on here and go check these out. There's a lot of cool stuff on CodinGame, but that's one of the main things I work on in this stream. But for now, let's go ahead and we're going to need to listen to an advertisement before we go off. What's another good one? I mean, they're all good, and I keep finding more. That, like, there's been a couple that I just like really love, like, oh, and yeah, and a few. If I haven't liked them, that means I haven't listened to them yet. This is my buddy Jacob Lyle. Let's do this one. It's gonna be. Wait. Why is it not?
Hear that? The crowd's going wild for all the end of
Sorry.
summer fun at Toyota's national sales event.
So we got that before it plays.
See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Toyota, let's go places.
Listen up! You can get the new iPhone 16e with Apple Intelligence for just $49.
Sorry, yeah, I don't pay for
when you switch to
SoundCloud.
Boost
One of the things that I do
Boost
intend to
Global. We pulled so many
do in the future, but for now,
stop messing with the mic.
I'm just helping us catch people's attention. This is a great deal.
Exactly. So it doesn't need all that.
Fine.
Get Get the new iPhone 16e available at Apple Store locations and the Apple Store online.
Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store for full offer details. Apple Intelligence requires iOS 18.1 or later. Restrictions apply.
Alright, so we got the grind on. I will be right back, and we will continue on with some nerding out with Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy. Oh, I gotta have Mr. Smuff's, though. Like, I feel like it needs to be in there, so maybe I'll just put it in there. It didn't really look like it was affecting anything. But, BRB.
Yo, I started out with not much, now I'm hot lunch, starting to think I lost touch. Here's the raw stuff, I'm here to win it. These other cats are too skittish, I swear that I never fit in, and I ain't here to fix it. Never did care what another man said or thought. I'm living easy, invested not, but I need an iced tea. I don't need a wifey, numb to the fact like I'm standing on an ice knee. So watch me grind on until my time's gone. God, I'm saying yes, cause they know I'm a time bomb. I balance right, wrong, should've done this all along. Swung and missed more than once, but I'm alright, mom. Get out of my head if you really think my mind's gone. All I seem to know how to do is get my grind on. I get my grind on, and you've been watching me get it. I've been addicted to winning, come on, you know that I'm with it. I get my grind on, and you've been all in my business, but I won't quit just to live it. This ain't the road of the timid. I get my grind on, and you've been watching me get it. I've been addicted to winning, come on, you know that I'm with it. I get my grind on, and you've been all in my business, but I won't quit just to live it. This ain't the road of the timid. It's early morning, time to get up and make moves. We gotta take our chances, I'ma take two. No more paying for mistakes, I'ma pay dues. And no more praying for my fate, I'ma let loose. See, I'ma kill it at living, and y'all can all be the witness of coming up from the crickets. Just know that I'm here to listen to all of these intuitions of how I think I can get it. I know I won't hit it and quit it, that's what I do it by winning. Except I hit it, and quit it. I need a second or a minute, I'm too caught up in this living to get with you when it's finished. So get out of my head if you really think my mind's gone. All I seem to know how to do is get my grind on. I get my grind on, and you've been watching me get it. I've been addicted to winning, come on, you know that I'm with it. I get my grind on, and you've been all in my business, but I won't quit just to live it. This ain't the road of the timid. I get my grind on, and you've been watching me get it. I've been addicted to winning, come on, you know that I'm with it. I get my grind on, and you've been all in my business, but I won't quit just to live it. This ain't the road of the timid.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life.
Tell them Rocky, hard work is never sloppy. Hear the heartbeat, be a dark wing. Only efforts can pave the way, so while you're locked knee, nothing stops me. I'll be back soon, even if she in the mood, I'ma go for gold. Some come from a silver spoon, find me grinding like bad breaks. I'm fine to my last day, I'm keeping it class A. I don't need a hardcover, I'ma get my paper back. I'ma smoke a O and Dro, and that's what I call face the facts. What's up with the attitude? I don't ever give you that. How about some gratitude? I give you that on every track. So get out of my head if you really think my mind's gone. All I seem to know how to do is get my grind on. I get my grind on, and you've been watching me get it. I've been addicted to winning, come on, you know that I'm with it. I get my grind on, and you've been all in my business, but I won't quit just to live it. This ain't the road of the timid. I get my grind on, and you've been watching me get it. I've been addicted to winning, come on, you know that I'm with it. I get my grind on, and you've been all in my business, but I won't quit just to live it. This ain't the road of the timid.
Alright, almost made it with just the one. Whew, the one song. That was another song, sorry, I wasn't sure if it was going to do another advertisement or, yeah, but we are back. Just need to step out for a sec. So, yeah, I do kind of want to keep that back in, and I don't think that, I mean, it looks like it changes things, and this is something you got to be careful with in development. Like, it changes the color of the text, which makes me think that now it behaves a different way, And in fact, maybe I should look that up. Escape character for Markdown. Yeah, it's a slash. So, but I tried that earlier. In fact, I'll even just show you again, kind of. That's normally what you do when you're trying to use a quotation mark, either single or double in most cases. And the reason that is because usually those are reserved characters to, I mean, I don't even know what it would do in Markdown. I'm not super familiar with this file type in general, but like if you were trying to do a Python file, and if you wanted to have a quotation mark like print out, in fact, let's even just, sorry. I also have a tennis court right here, and I think every now and then a tennis ball like hits the house, and then I feel weird because I see him in the yard, and, like I want to throw him back, and like, but like not while the people are there, so they think I'm like throwing him at them. But let's see. All right. Anyways, so let's see. Put the back in. I don't need an escape character there, like, and so there it looks fine. Like the saved part of it. And back here, it didn't look any different. See, Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy. And actually, if I get to it, see, and this is a whole like can of worms. So I can edit everything backwards and forward. And the other day I was thinking about that, about making back. In fact, maybe I should just. That's a problem. I don't know. I'm gonna put it on the calendar, and I do have a lot of other stuff I need to do today. That's why I'll probably only do like a couple hours today, maybe 2 or 3. But because I need to do some yard work. Yeah, I have a home inspection coming up, so I gotta get ready for that. But I do want to put this as just like backup GitHub, just in case. I mean, in fact, we could even just do that right now, and then just do clone my free repository GitHub. Cloning a repository. So straight in, whenever you're searching for something, you want to search directly from place. It exists as a remote repository. You can clone a repository to create a local copy on your computer and sync between the 2 locations. So that's to the local computer, but what I want to do, make a copy of GitHub repository. So cloning, that's really useful if you want to be doing the development on your local machine. Like if you're, and actually I'm going to be doing some of that, and I'm going to be linking that to, oh, that's where it gets really complicated, but I'm doing some of, well, actually no, I'm doing some of Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy. Like this is just the front end so far. Like this is what's going to show up on CodinGame. You'll be able to do the reading and stuff. But as far as developing the actual underlying code, which I could do in the website Tech.io and in GitHub, but I'll be doing it on a VM so I can actually see it come to life and be a website, and then that's just the first step. So Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy is going to be all JavaScript, and actually that's one of the things I wanted to do so it shows up as JavaScript. Let's finish doing this. So, oops, something went wrong. That's interesting. Duplicating a repository. So a mirror of a repository without forking it, you can run a special clone command. Yeah, and see, I want to say like even if I go here, make a fork. So this is an article on how to fork my own repository. This is what I didn't want to do. Ah, it's so much reading. It's using git in the command line, which I am going to have to do, but I'm just trying to like... And so this might not even matter. What I think I need to do is I need to go in and actually manually copy over the files. That's a lot. Let's actually just go back. Oh, there we go. So there's the code. There we go. What's this? Okay, so new branch. I could take all of it. In fact, let's not do it here. Let's go back to... And can you change visibility of a branch? GitHub. You cannot change the visibility of individual branches within a repository. The visibility, public or private, applies to the entire repository. Oh, I guess so. Public, private, that's different. What I'm trying to do is, so with these ones, they're linked with CodinGame. And as long as I'm in good standing, and I will continue to try to be in good standing, but you know, if they ever got it, I'm sure I signed an agreement that says somewhere in there that they could delete all the code. I mean, I don't think they would, but depends on if I really upset them, you know. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but anyways, so that's also why I'm going to be doing a local, well, that and to get comfortable with using Git, as I haven't used Git in forever. So, but anyways, all that doesn't matter now. Let's get back to actual coding stuff. We have this, we have where to get started, or how to get started, and then this should actually be just text. See, it's a little overpowering when it's like, and I could spend hours and days on just like the design of websites. I took a class in web design and a class in web development. Like, the design was ultimately like super easy compared to the development, but I spent just as much time because I was just obsessing over details. And whereas with the development, where you're setting up web servers, and I had a Nicolas Cage tribute website and all sorts of other fun stuff. This I need some spacing. And actually, I think I can do a href. Oops. Example Google Doc resume. I don't think it saved a whole lot, but let's try this. Yes, there we go. So now it's just that. You can hover over it, and you should do this. Hover over it and see where a link goes whenever clicking a new link for the first time. But this makes it a little cleaner, and in fact, I think I need to go back and refactor some of my other playgrounds to kind of add that. So we've got resume building, example resumes, crane operator, and then back in here I was going into, oh, wait, that's what I was just doing. Okay, so we have the markdown folder. Let's do, I'm trying to think of some JavaScript to move over, because I want to make this basically a JavaScript project. And so the first code, because it's just markdown in JPEGs right now. Let's see. Oh wait, no, I don't need that. And of course, you can see all this stuff down here anyway. So I get that, and this. Okay. CodePen. I want to get the quote. Well, Actually, let's get this file too. Build a survey form. In fact, let's go ahead and just bring this over here so you're not just watching me look through stuff. But here, this is a. Actually, this is pertinent to the where to get started. So if we get back in here, go into the markdown, and then where how to get started. Resume building. Let's see. Okay, even. Free practice and learning resources. Free code camp. Well, I mean, first we got to do CodinGame. You know, a nod to the platform hosting this and all this and doing this. Then Code Wars and Free Code Camp. Like they're all really high up there, and I'd recommend all of them. And then let's see. So if we go Free Code Camp. Oh, I had it. And it's org, but they also took over the .com, I think, which is a redirect to it. Well, I mean, let's actually go there. Let's see what it is. It's awesome, first of all. Oh, wait. Let me sign in real quick. Am I on Free Code Camp? Ah. You know what? We'll do it. But anyways, so I haven't started it with this email. I have a few emails. It's a long story. Actually, part of why I'm such a successful white hat ethical hacker now. Not really. I mean, I'm not, and I don't mean to toot my own horn on that. I'm still pretty amateur. I did a 6-month boot camp for cyber in 2020. No, 2022. It was like that. Anyways, so we have this. There we go. Has my name. That. So now you know where I'm at. That's funny. I'm not even in Fort Collins, but there we go. So, oh, that's my key too. Ugh. Now I gotta probably like delete that or blur it out. Is that? Is that? Oh, you can see it in the URL anyway. Never mind. If I do this. Do a new tab and go freecodecamp.com / and then paste it in. It goes to me. Okay, so it's not a super secret key. I thought it was. Anytime you see something like that, it's probably not something that you should be putting on. But wait, I've had this for a while. Oh, I've done some stuff. Wait a minute. Oh, never mind. This is me. Okay. So, for some reason, I thought it was a blank new one, but I guess it was using this email. So, all right. Wow. Oh, you know what it was? I was starting to record offline. That's right. I think I started doing this. But what we would do is we go to menu, curriculum, there's all sorts of different stuff you can do. Yeah, interview prep. Like, I think I started with responsive web design and then kind of went through these. In fact, might do a lot of this just with the Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy. So, but anyways, for now with this, we could link. Let's do HTTPS actually. Just because. Oops. Href equals that and that and that. Oh, no, it's in there. And then end. Okay. So there's that, and then Code Wars. Okay. Woohoo! Sorry, I'm still so excited about how like this stuff wasn't always this easy when learning it. Now that like I mean, coding games just awesome in general because it has these tools to do these things. Normally, you'd have to go through like you'd have to edit a file locally, be able to well make sure it's in the right directory. We used LAMP stacks, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. So like as long as we had all that set up, and fortunately Apache was already set up for us, but like with PHP we'd have to update and upgrade every now and then. So wait, what am I? I did Code Wars, now I was doing CodinGame. That's right. So just CodinGame.com. There we go. Just do this, and if I need to check, actually I can do that in an incognito. Okay, then I guess it goes to start. So it does do a redirect. Actually, it might be best. Well, no, we'll leave that alone because if we get too specific with it, they might change it one day and then that would actually break the link. So it's best to stay as vague as possible. And then they've done the work. So I posted just codinggame.com, and yeah, it's HTTPS to specify which all three of these. Now my Google Chrome is designed, or it's switched to. I think all of them are by default anymore, but I went in and made sure. Well, now I want to make sure. See, I don't even trust me. Hold on. Do it over here. Yes, off camera. Alright, so search HTTPS defaults. Did that not? Okay, let's just try HTTPS. No. Ugh, okay. I think it's There we go. Let's Google it. So here's a safe one to do. How to set HTTPS by default Chrome. See? To ensure Chrome always attempts to use HTTPS connections by default, enable the always use secure connection setting. So we need to click the three dots, select settings, at the left hand, privacy and security, click security, go into advanced. Alright, so, oops. Okay, so there is no advanced. This looks like it's a little outdated, or it's also AI, but oh yeah, enhance safe browsing for your account, more personalized protections against dangerous websites, downloads, and extensions to get faster, more proactive protection against dangerous websites, downloads, and extensions. Learn more. Manage enhanced safe browsing. That's what this is. Like, always use a secure connection. Well, I guess it's not the same, so that's something to kind of pay attention to. But so this isn't technically the same, but manage enhanced safe browsing. So let's go ahead and pull this over now. This is a Google Doc that I found by making sure that this was already turned on. So I didn't actually change anything, but I could right there. But so enhanced safe browsing for your account can help provide more protection against phishing and malware across Google Chrome and Gmail. Enhanced safe browsing for your account works automatically in the background to provide faster proactive protection against dangerous websites, downloads, and extensions. If you choose to turn on enhanced safe browsing for your account, enhanced safe browsing keeps you safe when you're signed in and improves your security in Google Chrome and Gmail. So it checks for these, downloads URLs. So it's basically scanning, which I mean, I just assume everything's being scanned anymore. Uses information to improve your security. See, it's just a very vague thing. Temporarily associates information from enhanced safe browsing with your Google account when you're signed in to protect you. Yeah, so. Provides real-time security to warn or block dangerous websites, downloads, or extensions. I mean, I'm still trying to see just like HTTPS. So maybe that's just by default. In fact, let's look that up next. Like, is HTTPS default in Chrome? Yes, Chrome defaults to HTTPS for incomplete URLs in version 90 and later. Okay, so that's good that we just kind of went down that rabbit hole just to prove that I either did it or I knew that it was not an issue. Now, this particular thing, and what I was talking about is, so browsers didn't always, and see, this is version 90 and later, and it say it was like, when was version 90 Chrome? This was in 2021. So for the last 4 years, we've just had it default to where if you use Chrome, it's going to try HTTPS first. Now, if they don't have it set up, I mean, and there's actually two different ways this could be wrong or bad or like faulty. Either they just don't have an HTTPS set up, or they have a certificate that's either expired or invalid. So, and that causes two different things. I mean, if you just have HTTP and not HTTPS, it'll refuse the connection and it'll tell your browser to try to connect on a different port, like physically shoot the electricity to a different location on the server because it doesn't have it at the 443, which is HTTPS, which means all data coming in there is encrypted in a certain method to where it just knows. Or I mean, it doesn't have to know which encryption thing. It's just where you send the encrypted stuff. So you can change the encryption, and that actually gets into one other thing. Well, so Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy, we'll go ahead and do that. Let's finish the. So that worked. That was the whole point of all that. And then I wanted to make sure it was HTTPS, and yeah, I rant a lot. Let's go ahead and added URLs. Or added links to helpful free tutorial and practice websites. So, and as I get a little closer to having kind of more information on this, I'll feel better about publishing it. Because, I mean, if you look, probably got quite a few people looking at cybersecurity best practices and threat examples. That's pretty exciting. Like, let me exit out of this actually. I was in my settings. Not that, I mean, Google's really awesome with their security. Like, anytime you go to an area that you could change a security setting, it'll ask you for your password. So, and your multi-factor, which if you have it set on like I do. So, alright. Cybersecurity best practices and threat examples. So that's a standalone project that I'm going to continue to add to. But Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy is just kind of like a. I also want to put some space between it, so I just published this one 8 days ago, so a little over last week. And I don't know if these dates are exactly like, well, exact, but yeah. I don't want to flood it, be like, I still need to fix this one. So, let's see. What do I want to do first? So, Markdown. Network Plus. So we could do. That's not. We'll actually just do. Because you can't do Network Plus. There we go. So a little backstory on that, and I don't know what, like if pluses are just generally discouraged in file names, but I do know that C++ files are saved as CPP files. So I do know that at least for C++, they try to not have a plus sign in the. I'm actually kind of curious about that. Can you have a plus sign in a file name? Well, actually, Linux. Yes, a plus sign can be used in a file name on Linux. Linux file systems such as extension 4 or in XFS generally allow any character in a file name except for the / and the null byte. While technically allowed, using special characters like the plus sign in file names may require special handling in shell commands, often by quoting or escaping the file name to prevent the shell from interpreting the character as a special operator. Okay, so that actually makes a lot of sense, especially with like a code file like C++. Like if you're trying to have it run, then anything that's a reserved character in that particular coding language would also make an issue with when you're trying to call the file. So that's interesting, but it's best to just not use them. So that's why C++. I mean, I think that's just one of the reasons. Maybe it's like an actual more problem, but just like I had to use the escape character earlier for this apostrophe, or I tried to, and in GitHub it worked in a markdown language. Like if I had, or no, that was in the YAML. Anyways, but one of the things I wanted to do for Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy is like practice or study for the Network Plus. So just looking up like good free, like you have sponsored, you have Udemy, you've got Codecademy, but the CompTIA Network Plus certification is really good to have if you want a career in networks or a tech career in that direction. We're going to go to CompTIA and then see what they have. So you always want to go to the source first and see kind of what like they already have. And this is just a really good one to have if you're trying to get a job in networks or, I mean, secure IT in general. If you have this certification, they just look at you and be like, yeah, you know. Because if you can figure out networks, you can figure out most IT systems. Let's see. Not all, of course. I mean, and everything is specialized, and you have to like really, dive into anything you're going to work on. But for this, yeah. So here, let's see, like what? Oh, it gives you all of the specific buzzwords. So as long as like, in fact, let's go ahead and just, there we go. Put this in our file, and then this would be a handy dandy tool to study for the Network Plus certification. So Network Plus. Network Plus is a certification from CompTIA. CompTIA is a well-respected authority on the standards of knowledge one should have for certain tech roles. The Network Plus, this particular cert is considered one of the most difficult and most valuable to have. Being able to succeed with computer networks not just computer, it's like tech networks. We could just say tech networks. Is a good sign to be able to succeed with just about any area of a tech or any type of tech job. There you go. I mean, you still like with like programming, and that's actually, I'll do IT. There we go. Because even as I say that, and that might even be pompous. It might be getting to more like, or maybe not pompous is the best word, but it could be like seen as rambling. Then, boom. Whoops. Oh, yeah. Official. Oh, let's do that. Official CompTIA website. CompTIA Network Plus website. So I can keep it all capitalized. Then remember the space. And then down here, main areas of focus. So now I wanted to do all of this. We're gonna go through all of this. Not today though. I mean, probably gonna only do a little bit more of this. I need to do some yard work. It's a beautiful day. In fact, we'll do some clashes too. I feel like we should be doing that every time. Let's see if some of the people are on. I'm good here. All right, so let's load it up. It's not going to preserve the. Woo! All right, so it didn't preserve the dots, but that's okay. What I could do is I was starting to experiment on how to. I guess I could either look it up, do bullets with markdown file. You can make a bulleted list by starting each line with a dash or a star. Okay. I was thinking it was something like that, like a space dash space, but there we go. So this is basically straight from the website. Wait. That doesn't need to be one. So they have a title, they have that. I mean, it did pretty good though. That's even easier, but clicking. Oh, what is this? Interesting how they space that out. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. And then also, so we have network underscore plus dot markdown. Let's go ahead and commit the changes, add it or created file for or MD file for studying for the CompTIA network plus certification. There we go. So network underscore plus, and now we need to go back to the main one and then do in the YAML to edit it. I mean, it doesn't matter doing it this way because earlier I changed this file and then I created the file that it was pointing to. Now it doesn't matter how long I take to do this. If somebody were to try to like restart it or anything, there we go. So now CompTIA network plus. That goes to here. All right. Added stub for CompTIA network. I feel like I'm advertising for them because they do make a lot of money. It's expensive to get these things, but once you get them, and then you have to maintain them every like couple of years, you have to do a refresher that proves that you still know how to do it. So added stuff for CompTIA Network Plus, and also that you're staying current of the changes in technology, and I do appreciate that, especially now with things going on, but like no, just because like technology is constantly changing, and like even like knowing and learning and studying about it at this point in time, so much changes to where it's like, well, a lot of that's not even relevant. The underlying logic would be, but even that often there's something like they go with a different like data structure, or they go with a different like sorting algorithm or something within their process that now makes sense with a new technology stack, or just a new better way of doing things. And I don't know, it's just, I could go on for days about that. But we have CompTIA Network Plus. And I also want to do the CISP. So this book right here. So the CISP is another one from CompTIA. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Now we're doing it the dangerous way, the other way. So now we're pressured. We have to make sure we make a CISP file. Oh, Control Z. I did not copy all of it. There we go. CISSP. Now before I even do that, we're going to do CompTIA CISP. Certified Information Systems Security Professionals. And this is actually, so this is a book that I took a class in. I didn't get a certification though. Like, I mean, I can't even claim that, because if you do, I mean, it's pretty messed up if you claim it without getting it. But it means that you are an expert on security, computer security. Now, I did pretty good in the class. Expert? No, that's doing some heavy lifting. So, and even now with working in the tech field for so many years, I haven't specialized in security that much in my job. So I can't even say that I'm like excelling that way, but doing these side things, I can. So once I get CISP certified, and I do think I might be able to get that, my work might cover that. But anyways, yeah, CompTIA CISP. And I've done Security Plus twice, the practice exam, but I didn't want to pay for it and get the real thing. But I passed it the first time, like, I don't even remember what it was. The second time with a high 80. So, like, I mean, and all you got to do is, like, it's like a pass fail. And a lot of times, even as you're taking a CompTIA test, if you answer so many correct questions, and I think it's like in relation to how quick you answer them, then they're just like, okay, whatever, you know, this person gets it. But, or if you answer some wrong, maybe they'll ask you a few additional questions just to see, like, okay, for every one that you didn't get right, maybe you could do like 4 or 5 or even relevant questions that maybe say it in a different way so it still is correct. Even like maybe you just didn't understand it how it was phrased one way. And that's really being generous. I think that's just a theory. I don't know what CompTIA really does. But I do know that if I did the same as I did for either of those performances on the Security Plus practice exams, then I would have got the Security Plus. So just with the boot camp that I did with the CISP, that's what's up. So we're gonna do this one again. So we need to find the CompTIA one. Where's CompTIA? There we go. Oh, Security Plus. Now let's go back to the CISP. This is interesting that it's not popping up right away. I think this one, I think it's saying you might. So senior level roles, those are the more like the decision making, like the CTO, the Chief Technology Officer, knowing all the security, or like the CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer. I think it'd be more of a thing. But interesting that they want, it's like they're pointing to Security Plus is the basic. So, which that's good. I don't want to do too much of that, because then I'd almost feel like I'd be ripping off the boot camp, just regurgitating what they taught me, and I want to be careful of not doing that. However, in the way that I'm doing this, like what we just did with the network one, anyways, let's find it. Learn about watching quick brand website. Best cybersecurity. Here we go. So maybe we could just find it from here. There it is. Oh, wait. Okay, so there's 7 mentions of it. Here we go. Wait, what? One of the best cybersecurity certifications an IT professional can hold. Those who earn CIS prove to employers that they can design, implement, and manage an efficient, an effective cybersecurity program. The CISP exam covers 8 domains: security and risk management, asset security, security architecture and engineering, communication and network security, identity and access management, IAM, security assessment and testing, security operations, software development security. Alright, so prerequisites: at least 5 years of experience in at least 2 of the 8 CISP domains. Wow. So, what? That seems a little insane. Well, let's do this. So, I mean, 5 years, let's see if we can actually, because this book, let's see, how do I say it? So, it says in here, about the authors. Here it is. This book provides coverage of all the subject areas specified for CISP, as employers have come to depend on in-house staff to manage and develop security policies and technologies, and to evaluate and manage outside security services and products. There is a need for methods for evaluating candidates. Okay, so anyways, I'm not going to keep reading that because I don't even want to rip off this book. However, like, so this has all the stuff. I could just cross-reference this textbook that I bought for a class that I did. And we actually did learn a lot of these different areas. So, like, I mean, and that's what our professor said, is like, this book will help you with the CISP. So, I mean, 5 years, I'm not specifically in any of these. I am in security operations and communications and networks. Yeah, so I actually do some of this. Asset security, yeah. So, anyways, just working in IT, but I wouldn't say my focus is any of these areas, nor would anybody's. And so I guess that's another way to think about it, is like, if you're seeing if it's good for you, well, I mean, it's good for like any other random person. So here we go. So maybe it could just be security certifications, or just do them file by file. And I guess that's really kind of, that comes down to a design and a function question. So if I do just want to do just the CISP, because I would like to eventually make this into a website, host it locally on one of my virtual machines, or even containers. I'm getting into Docker and containers and hopefully Kubernetes. So that's exciting. But in fact, that's another thing I think I want to do today, but I do need to do a lot of cleaning, get this house ready for inspection. So yeah, let's do it. CompTIA CISP. Now what I want to make it as just CISP. Markdown. And then I'm going to commit the changes. Added section for CISP markdown file. Commit changes. Now it's going to break it if I go back to TechIO first, but what I'm going to do is go in here, make a markdown, new file, add file. Haven't really paid attention to like CISP. And it stands for Certified Information. Let's just get this. And this is still like very close to plagiarizing, so I mean, don't think that just because I switched the order, I mean, so I still need to, and that's what I'm going to do is from this, but one of multiple security certifications from CompTIA. The CISP is possibly the most singular desired certification as far as cybersecurity goes. There are many paths of certifications depending on the specific area of cybersecurity one can follow. Like, I remember my professor was saying they need a lot more digital forensics folks that would look through machines, computers, devices, hard drives, and all that, and recover files, recover evidence. So, which was actually pretty interesting. There's good money in it, but anyways, um, and I say that because that was 3 years ago, and already in that short time, it could have already been flooded with like, okay, now we don't need any more digital forensics. We have more than enough, and that's actually what happened with a lot of tech. Like software developers, just boom, just churning them out like crazy. Getting good jobs at places, moving around, companies having to move around. It's quite the song and dance. So, but anyways, let's see. A tref. Get this. List of comp security certifications. That's really long, but why is it? Oh, sys md. Okay, and good. Created file or md file. The CISP CompTIA CISP certification. Prep. Studying. Okay. So now it doesn't matter. So now when we go into TechIO, there was an error and now it's updated. And I guess it will have that error the whole time. So no matter that, it doesn't matter that we didn't look at it, we pretended it didn't exist. You know, just coming over here, we saw that there was an error, so it did the check every few seconds, I guess, or maybe that's on every save. It triggers a sync. I don't know how it would do that, but I imagine it could very well do that. So, yeah. So now we have the Network Plus with all the stuff, and I need to, ooh, okay, so interesting. Oh, I already know what's going on with this. Why it looks weird in here, I need the spaces in between each line, so let's actually go back and do that. So we go Network Plus, or actually wait, before we do that, the CISP, let's get this. Oh. Huh. Well, we're actually gonna get it and then just do like from the website. Okay, and then do this, and really I think we have to do like a space in between each of them. And then do that. That's where I was doing this. See, I think it has to go like that. Oh, no, so I need a space here. See, it actually changed it to a bold. And then, oops. Then, actually no, let's leave that. Do this. Okay. Added some formatting. That's it, just added some formatting. Alright, so now, if we go back and look at it, that's network, so I'll have to go back and change it for that one. We'll do the CompTIA sysp. Not quite. Followed by a space. It even says it in the directions. Alright. That's the problem of not reading and just blowing through things. So, okay. And then, like, over time, I want to start filling this out. Because I'm actually going to try to take both of these sometime soon in the future, in the next few years. But the CISP has been a long time goal. I was going to say, there's another one. There's three. There we go. So now if I do want to feel like reading the documentation later, this is where I got hung up and then did it. Yeah, look at that. All right. And actually, what was it? Sockhead. This guy that stopped by the other day had a lot better, in fact, to see. Not right now, but, oh. Let's see. Got a message from Homeboy. Google Translate. Like in real time, I'm going to talk to somebody in not my language. And this is what we're going to do. So, I mean, it's still kind of a semi-private thing. Like, I'm not going to. Let's see. Okay. But it's so, and I'll just, and actually, I want to just do another file. Working internationally globally .md. Working globally to function in an ever shrinking world. A tech professional needs to be able to communicate. Let's jump that over. Communicate with people from other cultures, backgrounds, and especially languages. Si puedo hablar español porque yo aprender español por 4 años en colegio. That means I studied Spanish, or I learned Spanish for 4 years in high school. Now, I haven't done much since then, except for I spoke some in Spain and all that, but like one case example study is Chinese. It's the hardest language I would say ever. Everything about it is just really, really, really difficult. Like there's so many characters. That's why I have a lot of respect for people that can speak Chinese. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, sweet. And then, oh, okay, cool. So this is a little extra stuff, and I'll respond in kind later, but, actually, let's see. Um, Well, actually, I'll just do this. Sorry, I could talk forever. And this is so. I write it in Google translate it to Chinese, send it over, and it isn't perfect. Like he's gonna look at it and be like, I think what he means is this. And then let's see, did I finish what I was saying? Um, let's see. I do want to say one more thing. There we go. Okay, there we go. So I just want to finish this message and then. Oh, that's exciting. The Mr. Smuff Academy. I mean, and again, this is all free stuff, no, but like just stuff that I wish that I had. Like younger me would have stumbled upon something like this and be like, oh, there it is, a one-stop shop, and I got boom, 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 1, 2, 3 things to do, and yeah. So let me go ahead and do that. Cool. So, and this is awesome. Like, this is actually part of my. I feel like I should put this in here. So I have working globally. Um, Google Translate. Informal communication between different languages. There are better tools for professional translations, but Google Translate is a wonderful free option. Now Google is free. They sell your data and everything, but at the same time, I don't think that's a bad thing because that's like a mutually beneficial thing. Like the companies advertising things, they know that I would buy and prefer this stuff, which is a little creepy that they do and they know me, but at the same time, it's like when I'm thinking of things, they already know, and it is like a two-directional way that capitalism has just evolved into this like this such a system where and not just capitalism. I mean, that's like the main one here. Like every country's adopting it in their own flavor, their own way. But it's just like consumer feedback in this loop of like understanding, like, okay, I'm gonna make some money. I want to make a product that people will pay money for, and that'll be enough money to live comfortably and be able to go do the things I like and help my family do the things that they like, and so on and so forth. So, um, let's go ahead and do that. Um, uh, Google Translate. And honestly, I don't know what the better tools would be, so let me just take that out. I don't even want that like in there because it is free, but it is free, but there are some considerations you will need to know to use it effectively. For some languages, like Arabic, the direction of how it is read. Oh, and I just realized. I wonder how that works. So with Chinese, Wow, that's something interesting to think about. Is different. This means that however it is broken up might sound backwards, or sections might not fit together logically. So that's just Arabic, but now like Chinese, I'm just thinking like, what direction is Chinese read? They're read in two main directions, horizontally from left to right like English, and vertically from top to bottom, right to left. Modern Chinese publications generally use the horizontal left to right format, while traditional texts, particularly older literature, may use the vertical right to left format. Huh. Wait. Someone sent something. But I don't think it's pertinent to our stream. Which, and like I said, I'm probably going to be like bowing out pretty soon, but it's almost time for another break if I wanted to. But I think what I need to do is go do some yard work, eat some dinner, then hop back on some Call of Duty. But anyways, I was just pointing that out because of the things, and actually this is starting to come along pretty good. I wonder if, welcome to and then there we go. Welcome to Mr. Smuff's Technical Academy. I am Mr. Smuff. I implore you to take a look around. This academy is just starting out, so it might not seem like much at the moment. Check. Remember to check back later to see what is being added. We are going to start out with basic let's see. Welcome. So we will do a title bar just for like a welcome, and then alright. I also need some water. Excuse me. So the basics of how to apply for tech jobs. What one should know before applying to tech jobs. This includes any area of computer science or technical understanding that could be relevant to the job being applied to. There we go. Okay. I think that's good. I could just leave it like that. So let's go and save that. And that gives me an out. And I left one of my playgrounds with that bug for the last 3 years, so I don't feel too bad about having something a little slightly. I'd rather not do that, but I did take the time to explain, be like, hey, this is still a bug. I don't know what's going on here. Which ended up being exactly what I thought it was. It was a typo in one of the markdown files or something. The link wasn't typed exactly correct. And it looked good, like the syntax looked good, so syntactically I think you can say it looked good, but it really was just two things were swapped. Like it was just like the place, so it still had the same colon quotes and everything, and I looked like character by character trying to see, but I was looking too closely at the problem. I needed to blur my vision a little bit and notice that, oh wait, that's not the order that you say them. You say like label then value, And that's exactly what it was. It was a tuple thing that was just in the wrong order, I'm pretty sure. Either way, I fixed it. So, but now I can do this. Who's Mr. Smuff? Mr. Smuff is a kind forest gnome that enjoys helping others. He has taken upon himself to start an academy where curious minds could dabble in the science and sorcery that is computer science. This, and then I have this. So actually, before I even publish, I need to take out this stuff. I do want to look at this thing. If you want a more complex example, use this advanced Node.js template. So I feel like that's a whole different. Oh. So I've already put in the work of this. So let's actually just go ahead. I think I already have an advanced JavaScript template. Vivamus Matis Ut. What? Oh, it's placeholder text. But now I have a Z playground. Okay. So this has more stuff. Oh, I do remember doing this exact thing. And then I got how many stars in the galaxy, then I did a whole thing on that. So, okay. So I've tried to do this before. I feel like even this year I did this on stream. So, oops, okay. So, anyways. Interesting. So, let's see, actually, do you want to see? Let's take this over here. Okay, right here. Alright, cool. So, now I'm like checking socials and stuff. That's funny. So something else that I do, and actually, let's go ahead and, so I don't want to deal with this. Node.js project. How do I can actually delete this? Well, let's see, just Node.js project. Let's go back to my playgrounds. Well, I might have to just make that into something else, and I'm sure I'll be able to make something. I mean, throughout all this stuff, but yeah, let's not worry about that. So, have this. Let's go ahead and take out that. Wait. What? Oh, advanced usage. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to leave it in there just so that I know that it was once a thing. Okay, so now, and I could take that code out. And then I do want to see how to put a picture in there. Let's see, add an image to MD file. Because I have an image in GitHub. So this maybe? And then, so let's try it. Let's do it here. Okay, so path to image, and from this markdown, it's going to be ... then image slash, and then the name of the image. So optional title, Mr. Smuff. And so there's that. So that's pretty easy. So they use the same commenting out that HTML does. So when you're in an HTML file, it's like markup language and markdown language. I don't know. It's funny, but anyway, so I can uncomment that once I know. Okay, so working globally MD. Many times you will work with another language in some way or another. But it's kind of like repeating the rewritten. So. Whether it's coding, working with regulations, or even or directly working with people or teams that don't speak your language. Now, the sad thing about it is most everybody is starting to speak English anymore, and that's kind of it's really messed up. It's a difficult language to learn. There's a lot of quirks. It's not as bad as like Japanese and Chinese, I feel like, it's the characters and all that, but still, it's like a lot of people already know a language and then they got to learn this one. And so it's like, I mean, and I learned Spanish, but unless I actually like went and lived somewhere, let's see, let's go ahead and working globally. Okay, created the working globally MD file, added brief explanation for having this this piece. And that is true. And that's actually one of the big things for people that like they aren't tied down with family or anything currently. They could go work in like Saudi Arabia or some other place if they took the time to learn the language and make a lot of money compared to what you'd make doing the same work here. Uh-oh, and my keyboard's about to die. So actually, I guess this is time to end my thing. So let's go ahead and link this one. So we have working globally, and then we'll go ahead and call it a day. But I got quite a bit going, so I feel good. Let's see. I'm gonna go back here. This. Okay. All right. Added reference to. There we go. All right. So that's pretty good, but can I publish it yet? You think? And actually, I should take that out too. Let's go ahead and just comment it out. Actually, there we go. So I want to make it distinct that that's the comment, even though I'm sure I could figure it out. Let's see. So then, yeah, I won't publish it yet because it really doesn't have anything much. It's like how to get started. There's good stuff, some free practice ones. I could edit that. Actually, let's change that real quick. Let's see how this looks. There you go. So you can just click his name in the middle of the text. So I think that looks a little cleaner. All right, so that's good for now. I don't, yeah, it's probably a better idea not to publish it because it really doesn't have anything of substance yet. So if people see, oh, hey, A-Rye made a new playground, or hey, oh, what's this playground? Like, it has a little bit, but I feel like that happens a lot. Like this, oof, I need to fix that. So something for another day. For now, I'm gonna go do some more chores and play some video games and enjoy the rest of my weekend. Which I'm actually still working from home tomorrow, which I do a lot, but still, I want to be able to get some good sleep because I got a lot to do tomorrow. So, ta-ta for now. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, and check out all my stuff. I post everything. YouTube. Basically, if you can find me here, you can see the profile and see all my socials, or I can actually do. Did I put this back in yet? No. I do have ducks. Or Nightbot will send out some ducks. That's awesome. But anyways, you got all the stuff there. GitHub, CodePen, Twitch, YouTube. Yeah. Oh, they spaced this out. That's interesting. But basically, whoops. So, yeah. All right. I will see you. Let's get a good, what's the one? Is it the Grind On? Was it good? I mean, they're all good, but let's see. This one was pretty good too. Plus, I like the Yoda.
Jan from Toyota here with coverage of
Got the ad. We'll quiet it down.
Toyota's National Sales Event.
Because I don't even know the legality or the rules on this. Like, because technically, I don't play SoundCloud, or I don't pay for SoundCloud. So this is the ad. Like, so we are listening to my ad for not paying for it. But then you're listening to an ad for already watching Twitch, which might have ads, and then you might watch this on YouTube, which would have like another ad. So go Toyota. Actually, Toyota is pretty good. My family had a nice Toyota. I'm more of a Ford man myself. But
Who said we couldn't do it?
alright, ta-ta everybody. I'll see you in the next one. I'll be on here in a bit doing Call of Duty. And maybe I'll even try to figure out.
Nobody said we would breeze through it.
But here we go. So, ta-ta.
But what will be said well after we've won? Why are you concerned with another man's dreams, thoughts, beliefs? All I know is I don't gotta be a chief in my life to succeed. Got an old school white boy swag that we throwing out. Hoes dressed up in the house like we're going out. Bros at the shows, crowd grows when it's snowing out. Stuck in this game and the road ain't an easy route. So what you crying about? To the day you're deceased, you can hate on. Flow tighter than the lace of a baseball. People waiting for these songs to drop like a rave song. So hey, I'm right here, but I can't stay long. Funny how you taking shots and you the chaser. Funny how you're throwing these rocks, I'm in no danger. I'ma keep rolling tree till my pay's gone. Ain't afraid to be me, so get your hate on. So why you gotta act like that? It's just hip-hop. I thought that we were past all that, you know, like Big and Pac. Anyways, I'm oblivious to all your hate, and one day I won't have to use these paper plates. Plenty ways for an honest man these days to get paid. So any hate that you seem to obtain, you can scoop it my way, put it right in my face. There's plenty days that you can wake and have nothing good to say. I signed me. Find me a stage and I'll be booking it like high speeds. We the cats with the low wise, we sign me's. I'm getting sick of these sidelines, I ain't Spike Lee. I'm Jean-Claude Van Damme in every fight scene. So, all the hate seem to make a great song. I think you're mad cause you're falling off. Like a climber in shock, I'm a rock.
Just like how they hate on Colorado, man. Hating on the Broncos, hating on the Avalanche, hating on my fucking home city, baby.
But you can't hate Z-Schlitz.
Deep within the lion's den, the warrior's chambers with my padded pen, posted up with 40 thieves like Aladdin's men in the battle of good and evil, where you stand strong or fall victim to the fate of the fucking ladderman. My crew never uptight, up late night like Letterman, shatter weak rappers like glass mannequins, infiltrate they system like Gattaca. Rhymes travel from Colorado to Cardinals in the Vatican. Try to battle me and my men, homie, that's a cardinal sin. We stay fly like Everest, remain fly regardless of the scenario or how bad the weather is. So say goodbye to competitors, editorials from weak editors, correctional facilities, or weak MCs thinking they got abilities. Will eventually go blind like Oedipus. But fuck it, let me do this. Shit, y'all can stay straight, jealous like Judas, kid. Every time I'm on the microphone, they like, who this kid? Stain off the Doppler, them coppers.